What does one say to an ancient Nephilim ghost?
I suppose you start with...
This is Sparta! Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen.
What's going on YouTube? It's Filthy, and we're back with another Diablo 3 video. Season 30, PTR, Soul Shards. It's been a lot of fun. It feels so nice to have the Alter of Rites back. So I guess let's just have a really quick chat about Season 30 PTR. We're about halfway through. It's a fun season theme, these Soul Shards. We have had confirmation these are returning. It's not a mistake. It wasn't turned on by accident. I mean, obviously it hasn't been turned off, so Soul Shards are in. Alter of Rites is back in. I've unlocked pretty much all of it on PTR. I'm not going to spend the several hours it takes to make a Staff of Herding. I would rather press on with builds. The only thing really I'm missing is the double primals. Again, on PTR we've got access to so much gear that probably doesn't really matter. And then the only other thing I haven't unlocked is the double Death's Breath. That will be the last thing to unlock the double primals. Again, PCR, I don't need them. Alter is working absolutely perfectly. It obviously provides a lot less power. Every node in here pretty much has been hit with anything that provided damage has been hit by the nerf hammer. We still have the critical hits granting resources, a big one. We've still got the double bounties. We've still got the incredible pickup radius. We've still got the double legendary chance at Kadala. So it just is as it was in the patch notes. Look, all of the damage reduction has been nerfed. All of the damage has been nerfed. But honestly, when you pop it on top of the Soul Shards, it's absolutely fine. I think it's a good addition to the game. It's going to be quite grindy to do it. It depends on your playtime, how long it'll take you to get the altar fully unlocked, but it's something nice to do over the course of the season. It's not like an immediate gratification thing. Same with the Soul Shards, of course. If you don't remember, these are from Season 25. There are 7 different varieties. They can either go in your weapon or into your helm. You can have one in a weapon, so you can't, if you're dual wielding like on a Demon Hunter as an example, you can't put 2 of them in. You can put one in your helm, and they do not work with Leoric's Crown, so you can't put that in a cube and get double bonuses. These are quite grindy. Again, it's something that I think is good for people who want to play for like a couple of weeks, because again, it's not like an instant power thing. I mean, it is in a way, but it's like tiered. So each gem starts off at level 1. So for example, this Drag of Lies, pets do increased damage, 25% increased damage, but our character deals 25% less. If you've got a pet build, you don't care about the negative, you like the positive. Something like the Shard of Hate, we deal 15% reduced damage whilst we've got 3 or fewer enemies in 25 yards, so no good for bosses, reduced damage. But if you've got more than 3 enemies in the same distance, you can get a 50% power boost, which is pretty nice. Now, the limiting factor early on is going to be Hellforge Embers. These I don't think start dropping until you get to 70, whereas you can get the Soul Shards whilst leveling. I did have a couple of drops on my way to 70. You can target farm the actual shards themselves. Basically, you go and do bosses in Act 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They all give different soul shards. Obviously, some of them are split between the acts, but you can target farm them. Or you can just simply play the game normally, and they've got a fairly low-ish drop rate, but you will collect them. I haven't gone and done any bosses, and I've had a bunch of them drop, so that's kind of up to you. The Hellfire Embers, or Hellforge Embers, don't drop that often. They drop significantly more often than the Ramaladni's Gift, but they also are still not overly common. And you're going to need a lot of them, because the first upgrade for each level to level 1 of these Soul Shards is always the same, but then the second level splits off into a branching path. You can get certain powers on them, and then the ultimate form, the 3rd level of them. Again, it's like sometimes I think it's 1 in 3 chance for which one it is that you get. Now, with some of them, they've got like extra damage to elemental skills. Some of them have just got stats, like you might get like vitality or main stat or damage reduction, and then you go on to unlock the final form. Now I've got the one on here, cast a devastating ring of fire after 100 kills. Looks really cool, but ultimately it's not the one that I want. But it does take a while to farm up the embers. Like, I'm looking for a better Remnant of Pain for my weapon on this Crusader. I've upgraded 4 or 5 of them fully, and none of them have got the one that I want, which is the increased attack speed, which of course pairs really well with this build. So same for the helm. You know, I'm looking for a different power other than the Ring of Fire, so I need to get a bunch more embers to make sure that I've got enough chances. Now, of course, with good RNG, you can end up with perfect gems immediately, but for most of us, it's going to take multiple goes. And again, I quite like that because you will get some power from just socketing just the level, you know, some of the base gems will give power. Level 1 will kind of give you the effect of every gem socketed, so the weapon is like having the green, the diamond, the ruby, all of the things in it. So plus damage, plus elite damage, plus critical hit damage, plus life per hit, plus thorns. Same for the helmet. It's giving you cooldown, it's giving you resource, it's giving you life, it's giving you gold finds, it's giving you XP. All that stuff is fine. But as you go, as you build up to a level 3 level soul shard, that will be more power again. I mean, sometimes you might get one that won't do anything for your build at all, so you do have to be a little careful with that. But in general, it's like a progression. You get a bit of power immediately, a bit more power at level 1, a bit more power at level 2, a bit more power at level 3, and then a bit more power when you get the actual final level 3 one you want, with the level 2 unlock that you want. So the builds will be a little bit of time to put together, and I quite like that. You've got to farm stuff up. It is nice. We have got some utterly insane stuff going on. So we've got Crusader clearing 150 with 1700 Paragon on a con, obviously making use of the season theme mechanics and the Guardian set. It's not the fastest. We've got somebody who's popped a 150 on Raycore Barb in just over 6 minutes. Of course, the gear is completely perfect because it's PTR, but ultimately, if you play the game enough and you grind the gear, you will have really nice gear like this by the end. 2k Paragon, people are going to get way more than this, of course, across the course of a season. Wizard has made 150. It's on Meteor still, but Tal Rasha looks pretty nerfed. I haven't tried it. I haven't put together a Wizard as of yet, but I mean, it's still getting up to 145 on like 1200 Paragon. So, you know, 150 will 100% be done on Wizard. It just won't be the complete cakewalk on the Tal Rasha set that it was. The Crusader, 7 minutes. Demon Hunter has also done 150 in 7 minutes. So again, pretty insane. This is Spike Traps. Very fiddly technical build to play. I probably... nice character name. I probably won't play that. I'm just wondering, is there any other Demon Hunter builds that have cleared 150? 150 on Shadow. I mean, Shadow's had a pretty big buff, so you'll be able to do 150 on Shadow as well, which is nice. Necro has also crunched 150 in 7 minutes. Inarius with the Death Nova, automatic Death Novas. They might tune some of these things back a little bit, given how insane this is, because again, 1200 Paragon, it's not much. So 150 on Necro, extremely doable. I'm just wondering if anybody's done Rathma yet. Rathma 150, so it's going to be 150s galore, some absolutely insane power. Monk has done 150 on Lord Wave of Light, obviously very fiddly to put together, does need some Paragon. Inner's at 140, which is the starting set, and I'm not sure, no one's really pushed anything else, so there might be more than a couple of stuff on the Monk that does get to the 150. And then the poor old Witch Doctor, no one can be asked. It just forever is thus. No one can be bothered with Witch Doctor, but a 140 on Jade's pretty tasty, to be fair. And Spider has been hit with the nerf hammer, and that nobody's tried it on PTR. You know, I mean, it's just the way it goes. So basically, we've got crazy builds. We've got 150s galore on lots of different things. We've got soul shards giving power. The only other thing I suppose to talk about is the Visions of Enmity. That is returned. That is now permanent in the game, as will be the Altar from next season, non-season. The Enmity is a decent way to get your embers and your soul shards, but of course it's just complete lucky dip like anything. So you go in, you get your bounty mats. You can have a ton of bounty mats. Forgotten Souls is going to be, I think, the squeezy point next season, but there's no Paragon cap, so we will be encouraged to grind these higher GRs like 90. I'm doing hundreds in like 90 seconds, 2 minutes to try and farm out my items. This is going to be a good build, I think, for that. The Crusader, just because automatic Fist of the Heavens does a lot of damage, big wave clear, so it makes it very easy for an old boomer like me to play. I have also tried the Demon Hunter, just of course on the classic Gears of Dreadlands. That looks fairly strong as well. And Inner Monk was really strong as well. Where are we with Monk? What have we done? 110. Yeah, so Monk is looking like the start I think that I'm going to go for, because you get inners for free. And I think, again, this is without perfected soul shards and stuff, so we might well be able to see like 115, 120 solo speeds on at least Crusader, Demon Hunter and Monk, which is obviously going to give us a lot of XP, a lot of items. You can always drop it down a few tiers if you're really looking to form those Hellforge Embers. But I think it's an exciting season ahead. Soul Shards was fun, one of the most popular seasons ever, I think, just simply because of the interesting stuff we could do with the shards, the grindy nature of them. So it'll be interesting to see how long people play it, but it's going to be a lot of fun. We've got a lot of power and excited. I'm going to try and get as far into the PTR as I can, and then make the guides like at the end this time, just so that it can be as complete as possible. If I can't find the items, we'll roll with some guides as they are, and then we'll look to fill them out on the season when the season starts, and do a full host of videos in the first couple of weeks as we normally do. I've been the Filthy Casual. Subscribe if you're interested in season 30. Thumbs up brightens my day. Take it easy, guys. Peace.